se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia edi omanimu ewo emfie mpimienu ene aduonu enwotwe abato no ma ebeboa ye pa na eno anaba beto dwase wo mu ebusa sasisi antisi eto aba wo hwa anka obi abetimi anya sen emra omukeka niam nyina bo mu no na se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia etimi enya mu beye wo hamu nchichemu aduana enwotwe 48% ana afenso so no de wo bra ne ye pa Canada Agyapong wono nso enya 25% ana Dr. was say aduchum wono nso enya 13% afa omo maka kani na kaka komu nyina bo mo nso enya 14% ye kaka ni na ebo mu no na so wo hwe ne ekosisi ana empanfo ade ato edwase enyama hudo pina edadi ewo mra wo mo koto aba no mutimi di edi entwo ase sa wo hwe ma yesi kanoforata eka ho ebie wono se wa hamu chichemu beye aduanan ni suni ne ban bi oda na die no kura timi momu edi entwo ebim susu se se wo hwe niam bi a ekokkoso ebia Kennedy akompreku Agyapong no bi kura se o hamu chichemu beye enkonom ana mo keka bom a wo mo kire se ono nso eka ho bi ma NPP fo edi ntwo ewo mra wo contest NPP primaries ni bi enti we yi ahwehwemu bi a wo matimi ade ababetu edwa ebi kura nso eblemu Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe a ekirema yesi ehomu chichemu pe aduasa amiensa 33% esusu se wopanyini na no nsem bi wo hopa na wogina ha no wokasa bi eya na ensem fata ba kusempo sa su ni ban we nyina no eka ho bi ana ma NPP amanyoko ni edi ntwo ankasa enti senei 2028 e po bi edi NPP amanyoko nanimu akonkoden se ne asiedu nketia na beba o ebegina NDC amanyoko ni dimo se eya hwan na begina o wo bi obegina bia no edi se NPP amanyoko no so no wo mutumi ade Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia edi ne feso wo no na betimi agitumi no edi ama NPP
na yeko aye atoye mantamu Western region na yekro na kure friends atakwa ana kinkren losin kase yakwa koduro na etiawa yase wokota kwa sabre omanfo ho ebose wonu mu bose papa anesa ya yase udu takwa se ya wangra kurom yase akromfo ta akwa gina kwantempon no so pa ani uye mistake uye hwe wo mbagi hu sika nyina adwadifo akwa miamia hodo a wono mu asika wo mu hu nyina da bia bosa konfo ko nyina kwan so a no mu dwo mu sika na yei ana kyesa akoso ama aka hu bia mo manfo sei wono mu abonyenyen
ama ade ato enkramantam soafo nanimu ese wo momode so be manani abrepa se omo sisi dan asisi nsuo kwan ahodo so nyina no ye betimi abu edan no aguo se mo bakaya a oba asantemantam hese ya pelele nsuo na no ho no e wa aboabo edan bi sisi ho a ekowi ase no nadbofo kwasensan ho se sa dan ni ye betimi abu aguo nanso ye mu ahu besi ne nyina ne se gya hwan ana nya sa akukuduro no Manchester akwakwo bude na go yesuro de be firi mu abenti no ya jai ana ni nyina sisi nsuo na ni ekwan ana ho akwada no sum na bola pa esum ho no echen be esum na so asefem pa we nyina epan tontom esan di fi emakro na ho ni die ne na kono na ye pe no enadi ni nyina no akomo man no edum pempensuo bi a miamia bi wo ha wo kokra na asefem ba bi etesa eya aboabo pelele nsuo na no etan ye ankasa time pa asem panfo nya akukuduro so mu bu adan ho na gu na o masa siesie ho a ho betimi aye krabehwe nanso opanyini be na nya sa akukuduro na tu sa na mompai na Ghana mampanin enkramantem wabo apro ye ankasa na mra ogusu ebo apro no amiamia bi okoye eya abofu achimota Malam Junction Kaneshi afenso Accra Academy main entrance wana wopanyini bo anto awie ye kofa saka ni ade nyina hwe awie no se enkran baabi atan ankasa na ehwe adan amanfo hyede sisi sunsuo kwan so a ewe nyina no emma kwan masabi nsuo ni entimi nkọ kama obehwe nsuo yira na afafa yen eniti wosre enkran mantam so afoi we no miyi misi aduasam yene no maka kire wo me ne Ghana mampanin hwe se wo momman sisi dan esi woni nyina no ye bedwira guo na sabi basabasa ye na se nsu yiri bia entimi mefa yen.
A lot of the flooding in the city is caused by human activity. We are the problem. What is happening here does not affect the factories here. The water comes from somewhere, and once it can pass and continue, it will back up and affect the communities beyond. There are streams that flow from the Agyapong mountains and find their way to the sea. Then we decided to come and build our capital city across the streams. So even if you build your capital city, you must allow the streams to flow through. People have built and blocked it. If you build and block a stream, the water will still come. But when it comes and it can't pass, what will it do? It will flood its banks. That's all that is happening in this city. And that's why we're asking the regional minister and the district chief executives to take a very tough stand on people whose properties are blocking waterways, because they're creating distraction for other people's properties and even loss of lives. Sometimes when it floods heavily, we lose human lives. And so it's not because we don't have a sympathy for people like that, but we must enforce the bylaws. And the point is, the assembly here, how did you sit and allow this to happen? How did the assembly allow this to happen? And so let's do what we have to do. They should remove all this, and it should be at the cost of the people who did it. They should take this back where they brought it from.
We ayen sama Ghana mampani ade to dwa wo busa se entanya bia assembly ya ti hai se mo hwe hampotam hai a na sabi mo ani na twatwa ha na twatwa ha kwa na se twatwa motiko ana motimi ahwa ma kwa brane a wa na ti don sa be nwotwe nkwan na watimi abasisi kwan edan wa ha se sisi nsuo kwan no kura ne ha adwene wo mampani na kasa ise de akoso no ense mfata na ne kasa musa kopie mo se wo hwe no se da bi wonim se Greater Accra sei wo mo de hye bi agu akwama moto ne din Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development Project wo mo erese ma wodo contractor ye de betete major drains ahodo na mu na so kamia se contract ne wa delay niema wa twentwe niema so dodo eni to mampani se ya hwe ye nso be yira fa ye pa de akoso ha yi se assemblies na mo ni amre enya nkran ko aga na nyina Kumasi enso ya ka ho ya me ani amre na se niema bi wo na ye hwe na panyini bi be fa kire akwaje bibi ko de ne ye jama na suwa na yakoso kotobe kuma de a ene ne ye nyina ya se ba be hye.
The rainy season is about starting. We know that in May, June is the climax of the rains in Greater Accra area. These garage projects for desilting the major drains were given since last year. It is clear that all of them are behind schedule. And from what I have seen, these drains are not going to be ready before the rains open up. And if they aren't, it means that we must expect that there will be severe flooding this season. I would have thought that the contractors will take advantage of the dry season and work as quickly as possible so that we would have been ahead with these projects by now. But unfortunately, that hasn't happened. And so we just have to caution citizens of Accra that there's going to be severe flooding because of the delay in these projects. But we have to do everything to alleviate destruction of property and loss of life as much as possible. We're going to
mampani na akasa no wase nukrani enkranfo e de akoso nti ensu yire de be kopa na mom na dise ye bia se ye bebo agyapade ne nipa nkwa ho eban na ensu yire de ne ye be fa ye pa
yantoa so na yenko yanim na empanyin se wiase ba bia no kranda so wamfa nto yie frito na ewiase so ankasa tiri ho ayi bayi wayi bone asabne nyina da NSI World Bank awieye worum ade krata ba ama krata ne tenten tie wa nyina ne se na nsan worum ne nam no motete e Ghana ha sai ohwesa de ne masisi kono anhwa World Bank omu project ahodo onmu ya Ghana ha nyina no worum abetwe asensan oboni beka se omo suspending nyina e ma nsam no eba be ya nwanya se na World Bank force omo so Ghana fo asene akwani asa nyina mu anopa wia ane anwumre na omo so omo dwumadi omo twa sensan de a ene na ya de bi ha adwene pa na nso awie yai World Bank amansan sika krabia batan no wonum ade aba se yamfanto wiase nyina nim sa nsam no etwa mantimfi ana sansam na nam Ghana hasan ena wo project ahodo nyina no wonum atwam tinton tan se sei wo ma twa sensan no se nya nokore wɔn so wɔn ka ne pen akyerɛ wiase nyinaa ne Ghana foɔ nyinaa sɛ ɛnyɛ no korɛ yɛ kasa yɛ wɔn World Bank for project ahodoɔ wɔn yɛ sɛfa no ɛyɛ nwumasua mu sɛfa no ɛyɛ infrastructure anaasɛ adansi adwumadie mu ɛfa no ɛyɛ apɔmuden mu nsɛm mu ɛfa no agriculture afei so ɛfa no ahoɔdenneɛ ho nsɛm wɔ no wɔn gu so ɛsɔ Ghana foɔ mu te sɛ akapintin wɔn so yɛ mu a ɛno nti saa nsɛm no a ɛne nam san ana ɔmo project ahodoɔ ɔmo yɛ Ghana hanom wɔn atwa sensan sensan sika ni hɔ sika ho ayɛ den ne ade ɔmo sɛ nyɛ nokorɛ ɛnokora bia nim ti Ghana foɔ yi yɛda yɛ nantewa yi ɛyɛ krataa ɛno nsusu free World Bank wɔnom adwosuo ɛnso so ɛba ɛno no
kenkan yeye no minority edom kuma wo mrahye bedwafie nsentwerefo nhye mo yeye no so bo mienu no mo de bo aban no de kan aye drug trafficking say nipa bi edi nubone free omema akọ baabi bi free baabi eba ha no ana fesika edi ne edwuma se dwa friend say money laundering ana ekoso aban we mo wo mo say bo so mienu ntemu ani and ye kohun say containers bi gold pa any sika ahye mama ya no national security ekomu no ebesi ne yentimi hunu ne akosie ewo sape man honom na enu achi eno mo de to bia say ye say hunu counterfeit ene niema ahodo eno so no ye hunu sika bia na sanse trefo nhia mu edom kuma wo mrahye bedwafie ene freye ya omo ye sanse trefo nhia mu no yenkotie ensema owura ntim fodwo ya ono ena sese no oye defense interior committee ewo parliament no oye ranking member okaye edichere sentwerefo.
Months after this operation, national security has failed to brief the public on the status of their investigation relating to the corporates behind the billions of gold and cash stashed in the 12 containers, and failed to disclose the actual quantity of gold and the specific amount of money retrieved during the operation and what the state intends to do with the gold and cash currently in the custody of national security. We demand accountability. We demand national security to give accounts of the gold bars and the cash retrieved and what they intend to do with it. The legitimate question Ghanaians are asking is, does the government through national security intend to divert the 12 containers filled with gold and cash only to turn around to deceive the public in the end and probably call the gold as fake and the cash as counterfeit? The public is hereby assured that the mighty minority will not rest and relent until credible communication on the status of the 12 containers filled with gold and cash is transparently made to the general public by the Minister for the Interior with additional responsibility for national security and corporates duly prosecuted.
Nenche na nanse hu se edupre bi aba bedura ye cargo die bia na eno so ye kohwe mu akotoka international airport a eno so abusafo enubone na ahye mu ma se bi aba we abreso eno so ye ntem ho hwe.
We are reliably informed that contrary to the expectation that the Air Med flight would carry patients, the purpose for which it was designed and operates, it rather on this occasion carried suspicious cargo suspected to be cocaine and cash in various United States dollars denominations. In a related development, a private jet Cargo Air Antonov An-12B also landed at Kotoka International Airport on March 12, 2025 from the same island of Spain, Gran Canaria, and remained in the country for 13 days and departed at 6:40 hours, that is 6:40 a.m. on March 25th, 2025 to Gran Canaria. The very day Air Med flight also departed to Gran Canaria. While it is intriguing that the two suspicious flights would depart to the same location on the same day, even more for its notoriety in drug trafficking, money laundering, among others. We call on national security to make full disclosure of the content of the cargo carried by these two aircraft into the country, as well as the cargo carried out of the country by the same aircraft to Gran Canaria, consistent with the principle of transparency in our collective quest to fighting drug trafficking and money laundering.
Any Reverend John in Tim Fodua or your ranking member, Defense and Interior Committee, our Parliament. Yes, I feel the Philemon.